Sit down, shut up and hold on. You're back with NZV8 TV. November is Maguire's Car Care Month. Just buy $50 worth of any Maguire's brand products in November. Receive $10 back. For more information and specific rebate details, simply visit maguires.co.nz. How many Mustangs can we fit in the show? How many Mustangs can we fit in this hall? Well, over 180 at the 31st National Mustang Convention.
It's a national convention, so it's the 31st National Convention of Mustangs here in New Zealand. We've got 147 cars registered. We've got a few others that are here on display only, so there's probably in the vicinity of about 160 to 170 Mustangs in total. There's 7 Mustang clubs throughout New Zealand. There's 6 of them represented here. Some are just Sunday drivers, some are sunny day drivers, and yeah, there's a few of us that use them every day. A genuine 1967 Shelby GT500. And for all the early model Shelbys, I think that's my favourite. The muscle car era was led by Ford, and it was the Mustang was very, very important part of that. I think just the iconic shape, had a little bit of performance because it had a nice little lively V8 in it, and you can go out and have a whole lot of fun on them. You're welcome to join the Mustang Club even if you don't have a Mustang, but you have an intention to buy one. We've got a lot of people in there that know the Mustangs well. They'll give you lots and lots of advice. They can even point you in the right direction in terms of purchasing a car. So it's a matter of just getting on the website and giving us a ring or even.
So which one's the rarest and probably the most expensive? Here it is. A real GT500 Shelby.
Grant Bradley lived down in the lower North Island in Waikanae Beach, so it's not long been finished, so we put it in the back of a trailer and drove it into the building from the car park. That's about as far as it's been today. It's a 1967 GT500 Shelby Mustang. It's running a 428 Police Interceptor motor with twin 4 barrels. It's a high-performance muscle car, high-performance street car. A lot of heritage, I guess, back to the Ford GT program that they run in Le Mans with the GT40. It was the first one that had the big block 428s in it, so yeah, quite a sort of bit of history in the scale of things. It's just got some good proportions and very good lines, so happy with the overall look of it. It's a pleasing car to look at. And
from the old to the new.
Well, it's what the Yanks call it 2011, which they're 6 months ahead in their time schedules, and we bought it in LA on about the 20th of June, and here we are in late October, isn't it? So it's taken that long to get it legal. I've had it legally on the road for a couple of weeks now, and left-hand drive permit and all that red tape takes quite a while. I went to the States looking for a 69 or 70 Shelby, and they want more dollars for them than these new ones. The new ones have got all the safety setups and the economy and the electronics, and so we decided we'd go new. We're quite happy with it, eh?
Although some other pony cars have seen a revival, the Mustang is the only original pony car to remain in uninterrupted production over 4 decades of development and revision. Let's head to Eastern Creek for the 2010 Australian Muscle Car Masters. The Aussies sure know how to put on a great show. It's muscle car heaven with the legends of Australian motorsport.
And we've seen some great action earlier in the program. This is the final race, and the grid positions determined by how they finished in race 2. John Bowe, plenty of fans out there. Immaculately turned out car, and he's having a super weekend so far.
And that young girl's picked the right man to follow because he starts from pole alongside the reigning champ Gavin Bullis. Will be with Jim Richards on the Shannon's Inn. Karen
didn't quite get the jump that he wanted off pole position, so he's now second. He's got to find a way past the reigning champ. Now keep in mind, John Bowe, as a result of his victory in race 2, has had another 300 RPM taken from the motor.
Well,
Bullis a little bit deep under brakes.
RPMs don't matter when the leader falls off the road.
No, so JB's been busy in the garages between these races. He's put a taller diff ratio in the car, and he's going to change earlier to try and keep the engine away from the rev.
Right, close.
Just Bullis car is looking like a bit of a handful this weekend. We've seen him pinching brakes here and there and running wide. He must be pushing very, very hard. And that was enough to allow Jim Richards to get a better run on him. He's going to pounce as they come across the start-finish line. It's a drag race down to turn 1. Richo beautifully positioned on the inside. He takes that position from the number 1 plate holder.
Brad Tilley just behind the big Falcon. Bernie Stack next, then Cameron Tilley on board the pacer, but Bullis back down the inside at turn 2. Can he stop it?
He's done it again.
No.
I think he's got some dramas there, particularly with the brakes, because every corner is turning into a new adventure for him. Had his revs pulled down a total of 600 RPM since race 1.
Did he say the word parity?
Don't mention the P word. So it's having the desired effect, though. It's just pulling the car back a little bit, falling into the clutches of Jim Richards. And you can see JB's pushing very hard here. He's trying to squeeze every ounce of speed out of this car. He's got one of the toughest customers in the business starting to loom large in his mirrors. Richo enjoying every minute of this. Just amazing when you think of how often these guys have raced against each other, going right back to the Group A days, early 5-litre V8s, V8 supercar. They really would know each other's idiosyncrasies on the racetrack. And one of John Bowers is being very, very difficult to pass.
I was going to see how you tackled that. Defensive block? No.
No.
No, no.
Just making his car very wide.
That's right.
And he's a master at it.
He hasn't really had to do too much defensive stuff. Richo's been able to get close, but not quite attack the Mustang just yet.
Just getting closer and closer and closer and closer. He's close enough now to get a pickup of a bit of a aerodynamic tow from the car in front. And he's using that to give him a little extra straight line speed to put himself in a position to try and pounce under brakes. Look at this, Leanne Tander looking down the inside of Gavin Bullis. Very, very fast corner at turn 1. Can she hold it? Bullis on the outside.
How good's this? Side by side, and Tander picks up the spot. But now Richards dropping.
Yeah, he's lost a bit of distance there. I wonder if he's got a drama, because that's a bigger gap than you'd expect.
It might open up an option, but John Bower, too fast, too good, and the checkered flag waits.
Perfect weekend for John Bower. 3 race wins from 3 starts. Doesn't get better than that. Oh, great job from Leanne, mixing it with the boys there. Tremendous performance in that car too. John Bower winning, of course. Tilley in 3rd. Bullis, the reigning champion, struggling a bit there in 4th. And Mason rounding out the top 5.
You can win this amazing LG home theatre package, a 50-inch 3D plasma TV and 3D Blu-ray home entertainment system. Enter the unique code you see on screen by going to v8.co.nz. Let's go back to Merry and catch up with Morris.
Steve, tell us a bit about the car.
It's a HQ Holden Ute with a 388 cube small block Chev with a single turbo and blow-through carburetor.
Yep.
Best DT so far is 930.
Why are the turbos? Is it quicker than a blower? Is it better than a blower? What's your perspective on that kind of thing?
Makes power different. Just makes power a lot different to normal blowers. And yeah, mate, a lot of it's the way of the future. A lot of cars in Australia, America, they're all going that way. So yeah, we thought just keep up with the times.
Awesome. Thanks, Steve. Well, good luck for the year. It's Steve Purcell with the Pro Plus HQ Holden.
Isn't it great when guys bring back grouse old cars and run them for the hell of it?
We're standing here in front of the Quartermaster Thunderbird, but we're with 2 different people. Alan Lim, Steve Berlusconi have run the car in the past. We've all just seen it on TV. What's the story?
Alan Lim still owns the car, but obviously he doesn't want to drive it, so he's lent it to us very kindly. And Jan and I are both partners in this car, and we've put it together over the last 6 or 8 months, ready to do what we're going to do.
And the plan for the year being?
Just run as quick as we can and have a lot of fun.
emphasis on the fun.
Tell us a bit about the car, the motor. What's the story?
The car was originally built for Alan Lim by Jim Oakholt. We've put a 522-inch big block on it, 1471 blower and a 3-speed Lenco. It's all antiquated old stuff, but we'd like to think we can make it run. So yeah, like I say, it's all here for the fun.
Any goals, any achievements? What do you want out of it?
Just the whole fun thing, you know. we just sort of don't have the budget to go top door slammer racing or anything. We've always had sort of cars that we can play with. I'm a fan of superchargers. That's why we've got the car with a supercharger on it. We're just there for the fun.
Yep. It's a long time since I've driven a car with this much power, but I'll see if I've still got it in me.
On the day, the car appeared to suffer from magneto problems, but I'm sure the guys will sort it out before the season. The new issue of NZV8 magazine, out Monday. Cover car, an evil Eleanor, the ultimate fusion of old and new. A very cool 66 Chevelle SS. Great paint and 515 horsepower. 2 Aussie 7-second Tirana drag cars, with not a supercharger in sight. A 57 Ford Country sedan, a cool summer cruiser with 351 Windsor power. Coming up next week, it's a Taupo Power Cruise special. Petrolhead heaven. Burnouts, power skids, street drags, and a track cruise. It's where you can take your street car to the track and give it some jandle. Brought to you in association with NAC Insurance, specialist vehicle insurers from the show to the strip or simply on the street. Visit nac.co.nz. And presented by LG, the brand that brings you smart and stylish home electronics. LG, life's good. And the answer to this week's question, where did the name Roush originate from, of course, is Jack Roush, current NASCAR team owner, who throughout much of his career offered for sale the parts that he developed for his own team. I hope all you Ford fans already knew that. NZV8 TV was brought to you by Smiths Group, bringing you trusted brands for over 30 years.